Welcome to the 1% Better, where we decode the strategies of the world's most elite minds. Just by being here, you've already chosen to be above average. In this video, we are going beyond surface. We are going to master a new skill. We are going to be 1% better.
Introduction: The Architecture of Wealth. Your time is being stolen. Your time is being stolen by a system that convinced you that your labor is your most valuable asset. We are raised to be high-level cogs in a machine we don't own, trained to sell our best years for the security of a weekend. But the 1% operate on a different physics. Naval Ravikant, the man who decoded the laws of modern wealth, argues that if you are still trading hours for dollars, you are playing a game designed for you to lose. Freedom doesn't come from working harder, it comes from understanding leverage. Today, we are dismantling the factory mindset and building a monopoly of one. Part 1. The Monopoly of the Individual. The modern economy is a brutal filter for the replaceable. If what you do can be taught in a classroom or summarized in a manual, you are already obsolete. Naval introduces the concept of specific knowledge, a synthesis of your innate curiosities, your unique life experience, and your obsession. Unlike general skills, specific knowledge cannot be outsourced or automated because it is an extension of your personality. When you work on something that feels like play to you but looks like work to others, you are not just working, you are building a monopoly. In this space, there is no competition, because no one can be a better version of you than yourself. The goal of the 1% is to stop being a commodity and start being a category of one. You don't want to be the best at what you do, you want to be the only one who does what you do. Part 2. The Forms of Leverage. To understand wealth, you must understand the geometry of the lever. For centuries, the only ways to move the world were through labor and capital. You needed people to follow you or banks to fund you. These are permission leverages, they require someone else to say yes. But the digital revolution has birthed a new permissionless class of leverage: code and content. This is the most democratic and dangerous power in human history. A single line of code or a single piece of media can work for you 24 hours a day, without sleep, without complaints, and with a marginal cost of replication that is effectively zero. If your income is still tied to your presence, you have no leverage. The 1% focus on building assets that have infinity scalability. They don't want to be the engine, they want to be the architect who designed the engine. Part 3. The Psychology of Judgment. In an era of infinite leverage, the value of hard work is declining, while the value of judgment is skyrocketing. When you have a massive lever in your hands, the direction in which you push it is 1,000 times more important than how hard you push. This is why the highest paid individuals in the world often seem to be doing the least. They are not paid for their inputs, they are paid for their outputs and their ability to be right when it matters most. Developing judgment requires a mind free from the noise of the crowd. It requires the ability to see reality as it is, not as you wish it to be. Naval teaches us that empty time is actually a high-performance tool. If you are too busy working, you don't have time to think. And if you don't have time to think, you will never find the right place to put your lever. Part 4. Applied Intelligence, the Long-Term Game. All the real returns in life, whether in wealth, relationships, or knowledge, come from compound interest. But compounding only works if you stay in the game long enough for the curve to turn vertical. Most people fail because they are constantly switching paths, chasing the next trend, and resetting their progress to zero. To apply Naval's philosophy, you must commit to iterative integrity. First, identify your specific knowledge and double down on it for a decade, not a week. Second, build a personal brand that allows you to own your leverage. Third, adopt the hourly rate of a CEO. If a task can be outsourced for less than your internal hourly rate, Delegate it immediately. Your only job is to protect your time so you can sharpen your judgment. The goal is to get rich by being yourself, and to stay rich by being free. Conclusion: the freedom dividend. Wealth is not about the number in your bank account. It is about the number of options you have when you wake up in the morning. If you are still working because you have to, you are still in the cage, no matter how gold-plated the bars are. Real success is the transition from compulsory labor to creative play. Use the tools of the new era. Build your leverage. And stop being a passenger in a life you are supposed to lead. Be 1% better today. I'll see you in the next one.